So the important point for all of us to understand is that this is not a class in social science or science or economics or business studies. This is a class for English language, and we are here more equally concerned about how you write as also about what we write. So answers to these questions I don't have any standard answer. You may scan newspapers and magazines. So the answer to the question, what will science bring in the next 10 years, say, we don't have any definite or a standard answer, but to my thinking, the consequence of artificial intelligence, such as androids, that is machines that work as humans, machines that behave as humans, will be a very important offshoot or a spin-off of artificial intelligence. So the answers may vary. Now I take you to the next set of questions that I have collected from a very reliable source, and these these questions can be asked in the form. These are the remaining 5 questions. They can be asked individually by way of letter, article, or speech, or they may be clubbed together. This is, mind you, advanced writing skill, which carries 30 marks, section B. So the next question that I came across that may fire the imagination of any child: what changes do you want in the education system in India? This is very important question, as also the answer. And you have an answer to this, a ready-made answer to this. If you remember the 2 phrases in class 11 that you learned: information gathering and insight formation. Presently, education system in India focuses on information gathering, whereas it is insight formation that should be the pattern of education, because insight formation teaches you innovation. So this is one significant change that we all would like to form in the education system, and that all academicians strive to introduce this concept of insight formation into our education system. Next question is, how can traditional wisdom be related with or to modern scientific world? My understanding is that traditional wisdom, which basically refers to not only the art of living, but also the various traditional therapeutic practices that we have acquired, all these must work in tandem with modern medicine, because the two, that is traditional therapeutic practices and modern medicine, should not be treated. I do not know to what extent it is practicable, or if it can be done at all. Shouldn't be treated as watertight compartments. One I believe is capable of giving the answers where the other hasn't any or doesn't have any. So they cannot be treated as watertight compartments. So again, these are not standard answers. Kindly think over these, look for answers to these questions. Next question is, what is the role of artificial intelligence in the shaping of modern society? I think we've had a fairly insightful discussion on the role the artificial intelligence will play in the coming days. It will revolutionize the scientific temperament and will completely change or redefine the scientific thought. As a result of which, mankind will have more modern conveniences at its disposal. So, again, you may argue communication may completely change and define the scientific thought, or any other unthought of technology, which I cannot think of, may completely change. However, the fact remains that these are very important questions which may be asked, or should be, I would rather, they should be asked by way of any article, speech, or letter. Then it says, what are the best technologies for the development of rural economy of India? My goodness, what are the best technologies for the development of rural economy of India? Best technologies. And the answer that struck me, the answer that came to my mind when you ask of technologies that may better the rural India, I think communication, electronics, chemical, non-conventional sources of energy. So communication will definitely, because people in villages do not have access to modern technology. This is what communication actually means. Actually refer to modern technology such as modern communication devices. So if this is somehow or the other taken